Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about our humidity sensors that we have set up to monitor how high the humidity gets at night. This is for our 750 kVA mining facility here. Mining Connex, actually, we have two of them. The other one's a 1 megawatt transformer, and we run S17 Plus, S19 Pros here. They're both fully loaded, so we're using all the watts. So the situation we have is it's October, it's getting cold, temperature is dropping to 35, even 30 at night. We're getting very close to zero, and then we're gonna have ice and snow and all that. So we gotta make sure that the humidity is not going up too high for the miners. If you think that's interesting, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, hit the bell. This is YouTube, BitChute, Rumble, Gab, Minds, Parlor. Make sure you click subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. And if you're looking for someone to manage an Asic mining farm, go to cryptollc.org. We can set one up just like this one for you. We use connexes, containers basically. We can run 750 kVA, which is enough, but we would recommend go to 1 megawatt. That would really load up the connex for you. And if you're looking for someone to manage a GPU mining farm, same thing, go to cryptollc.org, send us an email, and we'll get in touch. All right, so let me go in there. I'll try to talk loud, make sure you can hear me. I'll go over some humidity sensors, current values here. So we can see we're getting 82% here, 65, 80. I put the humidity sensors right next to each other because we got hot air coming in between the miners here. I did this, I put this crack here on purpose. Make sure the hot air wraps around and gets sucked in on the sides. Same thing over here, and obviously you have that crack that comes, with every miner, which is good. We want that hot air to also go through that little crack and then get sucked into this edge of the miner. So these two edges are being supplied with warmer air. That's what we want. Basically, I checked this whole section here from the top to the bottom. And now I'm going to be checking this whole section here. And then I'm going to be checking just the S19s because they are the ones that are the closest. They're closer to the intake here on this side. So we got to make sure that the S19 Pros are checked thoroughly. The S17s, you can see here, these are S17 Plus. They have a hole right here at the bottom of the power supply. And so we don't need to really check these ones. I already checked them with the humidity sensor, they're fine. I put a crack on the left hand side and then one at the bottom, bottom, and then a crack on that side as well. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to stop the humidity from reaching 90%, and we're checking two sides of the fan. So if one of the sides is less than 90, so let's say one of the sides is 80 and the other side is 93, then that's what we want. That's perfectly fine because that 93 and 80 will mix together and create something like 85. And 85 is less than 90, so that's the value we're looking for. Now, keeping in mind that that's the highest value that hits the actual miner at the time. So these values will be the highest at night, around like maybe 4 or 5 a.m., right before sunrise, or maybe 2 hours before sunrise. That's when the value will go up to the highest, and that thermometer, that humidity sensor, will save the highest value and keep it in history. That way I can come back here like the next day and take a look at those humidity sensors and see what was the highest humidity value at, during the night or even during the past couple of days. So that's what we're looking for, and so far it's fine. I'm just doing an extra overview of this connex. That connex over there, it's got only S19 Pros in there. I already checked every single miner in there. There's like 300 plus miners in there, and I checked every single miner, 2 humidity sensors, and they're all perfect, absolutely perfect. Everything's good to go in that one. This one is also good to go. Just double checking some more S19 Pro positions here. On the other opposite side, on the very far side, there are no S19 Pros down there. They're all S17s. And I already checked those. Those are fine. Now, to give you an idea of how much air we're actually supplying, I can show you here. This is our filter. Now, it looks dirty from this side. That's normal. It's not that dirty from the other side. I'll show you. You can see how clean it is down here. It's very clean on the inside. It's just the outside has a lot of dust and things like that. You can see how clean it is over here. But this allows more air to go inside, just enough to supply all the miners. And the opposite side, we also have another filter box there. So we got a lot of air coming in, and we want to slow it down. So all these miners, the S17 Pluses, are run in automatic mode, automatic fan mode. To be more precise, they're in automatic fan mode. And so when it gets colder, they'll slow down the fans because it's trying to regulate a temperature of 80 on the chips. And so I don't need to do anything for the S17s. For the S19 Pros, they also have an automatic temperature fan regulation where it's going to try to also hold the chips below, I think it's like 75 or something like that. But the problem with those is I noticed that sometimes I would see a miner that would jump in the chip temperatures. So basically the chip would go up, but the fan would not kick in, and the chip temperature could even go up to like 85 or 90. That's very, very hot for a chip before the fans actually kick in. And I noticed that would be jumping around during the day. So we don't want that to happen. We want the fans to slowly decrease as the temperature is dropping. We want the fans to slow down slowly. And then as the temperature is going up, we want the fans to slowly go up. We don't want it to be too fast in the chip temperature, change. We don't want it to go from 85 on Celsius and then drop down to 65 Celsius and then jump back up to 85 Celsius. That's bad for the Asic chip. We want it to be gradual. And these S19 Pros don't have that, so we have to run them all manually. So the S19 Pros here are all in manual mode, manual fan mode. And when I have it in that mode, I slowed them down where they can handle a certain temperature when it's outside. So let's say the temperature outside is, let's say it's 70. The miner should be able to handle 70 at the very, very peak, because we're trying to slow them down slow enough where they can process 70 degrees outside, right, without overheating. But then at the same time, we don't want them to run them too fast, because at night it could be 40 or 30. And we don't want them to be running at like 80% fan speed when it's 30 degrees outside. Because again, I'm running them manually. So I set them up manually as they are right now. Put the humidity sensors there. I know that it's not going to be more than 70 throughout the rest of this winter, fall and winter, and spring probably. Not going to be more than 70. So all I got to do is make sure that at 70 they do not overheat, and then run them as slow as possible to be able to handle that 70 degrees. So that's how they are set up right now. But again, I had to put those humidity sensors there, just to make double check, triple check that everything's fine, and that I'm not going to have any humidity problems with the miners. So far so good. So if you're running something like this, I would recommend you get those humidity sensors, place them all around, check all the miners, make sure that you're not damaging any of your miners. You got to make sure that you're running them fine, in good condition. You're not messing them up, because you will eventually destroy them. If you're going to run them at 100% humidity for a couple of months, they will be destroyed. So make sure you don't do that. Alright, well that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, with the bell. Go to BitChute, Rumble, Gab, Minds, Parler. Subscribe to all of those social media accounts. I post our videos on those social media accounts. Make sure to subscribe, and go to cryptollc.org if you're looking for someone to manage a GPU or ASIC mining farm for you. Send us an email and we'll get in touch. Well, that's going to be all for this. Until next time, bye.